Hey everyone, we got good news. He's off 3.
Yeah.
3 of the 8 pills that he was on previously.
I am bound to do the inevitable.
Get off
Survive.
all. Yeah, survive. Thankfully, hopefully. So one of the things is what we're doing for his journey through health, and is that we are working with a nurse practitioner who does both medicine and naturopathic kind of stuff. And then we are working with a naturopathic doctor. So we're getting everyone's opinion. The cardiologist will bring in October. We're trying to prove to him that our plan is good. And some people are going to be like, I don't know if you should do that. But we feel like between our naturopathic doctor and the nurse practitioner up in Ione, near where we live, that we are on a really good path. He's already off 3 of his medicines. And one of the things about medicines is I do believe they have a place and a function.
I believe it too.
And I think that first, I think a lot of specialists, and the biggest thing is Jimmy had a major heart attack, and they just treated him like textbook scenario, gave him all these things, whether he needed it or not. And so when I saw him 2 weeks in, he had been sitting on the couch and on his computer and just really sad and no energy. And I was just like, there's no way that God saved his life for this to be the rest of his existence. You know, to suffer with depression and no energy. That's not Jimmy. Everybody knows Jimmy's the Energizer Bunny, right? He walks 10 to 15,000 steps per day, and he was doing maybe 3,000, 4,000 if it was a good day. Cool thing is he's back up to 10. Anyways, all that to say is I knew something had to be done. I knew that this wasn't God's plan, and so I saw Dr. Beth McQuinn a long time ago, a few years back, and I just knew that she was the answer. And so between our Shannon, our nurse practitioner, nurse practitioner, and Beth, we have an amazing plan. And so far, so good. He has cholesterol levels age of a 5-year-old.
Well, I guess we'll just skip going through my script.
No, you go ahead.
This is medical records. It's confidential, but I'm sharing between the dates of 1/1 of 2025 to 9/26/2025. Lab results. Testosterone is in a good level, kind of low, but it says men with clinically significant hypogondal, Gondoff, symptoms and testosterone values repeatedly in the range of 200 to 300. Well, I'm at the 300. May benefit from testosterone treatment after adequate risk and benefits counseling. Then there's a link and all that. So I hit this 300 out of the 250 is the lowest, 1100 is the highest in a good range. So I'm 50 points ahead, which is good for my age, for no matter what I've gone through. So lipid panels, the biggest concern is the HDL cholesterol, very low by 1 point, very low by 1. I mean,
although our naturopathic doctor says that you're at 39 and you should be in your 60s. So that's why we're working with some new meds. Yep. Natural.
And that's CoQ10. 200 or 300 milligrams a day. I am also taking Cardio Miracle, which is a drink. It's a powder. It's actually good.
It is.
So,
and that's saying a lot.
And if you like energy drinks, this is your supplement to get away from those, because it gives you energy. I don't think if I took that today, I woke up at 5 a.m., and I'll discuss that in a minute. Normally from the 7 to 8 a.m. I've been waking up, which, pumping out 8 hours of sleep a night. The biggest thing is everything is showing normal, like cholesterol, but we have a somebody that says in a joking manner, but in a serious manner, that I have a cholesterol level of a 5-year-old. Well, guess what? I reset my life with this heart attack. And whether you like it or not, it's a joke. I can laugh about it. It's my own health. I will die on my deathbed laughing and making jokes and talking about how God's going to use me in heaven. Well, I can understand the new heaven and new earth is something to be had later, and it's going to need people running network cables, I bet you.
Or building people's castles.
Or helping build castles. Hemoglobin, which is your A1C, so without known diabetes, 5.7. I am right on the border, which is not a concern.
Because you didn't fast.
Because I didn't fast, so it should be a little higher, or lower, or whatever it is, it's fine. I think it's lower.
Yeah, I think it's lower too.
So my HDL is 39. It needs to be greater than or equal to 40. So that's the only big concern, because Dr. Beth, which is my naturopathic, amazing lady, she lit me up last week when I talked with her for the hour. And yeah, I know I'm on the right track now, thankfully, because of my amazing baby doll wife. My glucose is a little high because I'm taking pills that raise it up, plus a nicotine patch that makes, I think it's very resistible to insulin, is what it is. It's a higher chance of being resistible to insulin because I have a nicotine patch. Because you don't smoke cigars or cigarettes or vapes when you're sleeping, and that thing's on your shoulder. So I don't put it on my forehead. I don't need it there. Everything else looked fine, like urea, nitrogen, creatine, buns. Is that like hamburger bun? Oh, no, never mind. That's a ratio. So my biggest thing is like Shannon, my nurse practitioner. She's a doctor to me. She's
Pretty
a
close.
she's a godsend.
Yeah.
Next step, she would be a doctor. But I think she works harder than a doctor. It's like she told me, my bottom line is, I tried to fix myself, my plaque blew up, boom, here I am. If I would have saw Dr. Beth beforehand, I would have been fine. She would have had me on the right track and down the right road. I just know that we have to eat right, stay right, pray daily like I normally do, and anytime, and just give thanks for everything. And even heart attack, thank you for waking me up. Thank you for showing me I'm an idiot for leaving my patch off last Friday. I left it off after or right before I took the shower. I'm thinking, I will be tough, and I will kick this habit to the curb. And my brain's like, yeah, right, buddy. And giving me these little flutterings in my heart. And then it just like kicked me in overdrive, even after I put the patch on the next morning. I cannot take those off unless I'm swapping it. So like tomorrow, I put it on this arm. Then I take that one off.
Yeah, and he's on 21 milligrams for another month, and then he
We will
goes
test.
down
We
to
will
14.
Up to 2 months for somebody that was smoking heavy, which I can admit I was all this year mainly. Spent a lot of money on cigars and wasted a lot of part of my health.
And the interesting thing is we figured out how much nicotine he did over the last 11 years when he started smoking.
145,000 milligrams of nicotine
Yeah.
that you have to eject out of your body. I mean, it's been ejecting kind of like a pilot, when it's an emergency exit, it ejects. But anyways,
He's been sweating a lot.
So, like yesterday, I was sweating profusely because I worked hard yesterday with 12,100 and some odd steps. The biggest thing is I didn't feel it until this morning. Well, the other good thing is yesterday we swapped our whole diet. We've been preparing for it by cutting out sugars since last week.
And then dairy.
And dairy as well. So,
but now he has to cut out peanut butter.
Now we're at a whole 30, which means a whole 30 days no peanut butter. And
No
right
bread.
That right there is up in my brain like this. This needs to wait until later, because if I've been doing every pill religiously every day by a certain time, 9 a.m. is my cutoff, and I got up late the other morning because I got a good night's sleep, and I took my pills, and I still take them every day no matter what. And I am now off of 3 pills, 2 of the statins and the Jardiance, which was for diabetes and after a stroke for a heart attack, which keeps those levels down. So, but there was no need for it because I'm not diabetic, and it was 2 weeks, and I still got, I think I had a week and a half worth left. The cardiologist said, there's no reason you can go ahead and stop those. Because they could see what blood results I was getting, or test results, blood tests. So my averaging, not bad for the year, regardless of what I've been through. But the biggest thing is trying to fix your own health is not advisable. Take it for somebody that knows, because you're smoking cigars, cigarettes, whatever it is.
Eating crappy desserts.
Cruddy foods. Yes, we get done. I got these pretty old grills in there. We get done with that day. Guess what we have? Burger and fries. The most greasiest crap ever. But you know what?
Tasted good.
Tasted good for then, but I won't do it again. Cannot do it. I have to stick for the next 30 days to reset my whole palate, my whole everything, because we are going to paleo. So we're going to ancient. Yeah. Like right now, we literally have flour from 5,000 years ago that was found in the
acorn. He's talking about the acorn flour that's supposed to be ancient grains. So he's saying 5,000, but it's just processed like ancient grains.
Some people can't take jokes, but hey, I gotta lighten it up, and people one day will lighten it up, because it's just who I am, and whether you like it or not, like I said in a group text earlier to the family, you can laugh all you want, blah, blah, blah. But as you know, moms get serious when it comes to health, and I got to respect that. But like I said, this is my health. I can laugh at it. I can laugh at as the way it sounds, I have a cholesterol level of a 5-year-old. Well, I'm not held responsible until I'm 18 again.
Oh no.
So I look at it like this. Of course, to me, it's great to reset your life to 5-year-old, accept your mentality. I mean, I deal with that being married to a 2-year-old at times. I mean, once in a while. So, but bottom line is you get my drift. It's all about resetting your health and life.
So this is the way we see it. You know, we want to fight eating good. I wanted to fight eating good. I love my sugars. I mean, anybody knows I probably have a addiction to sugar. I like most Americans do because they put sugar in everything. So, and everyone always says it costs more. It is true, it does. But this is the thing. You can either pay more up front and do the right thing, or you can pay more later and deal with your health issues and have a not so good life with the health issues. So, it's really all of our choices on what you want to do. Some people say, well, you're not really living if you're not having, some cake or whatever. But are we really living if we have, can't walk or in a bed because his heart is so broken or whatever, It's what you choose to do. And I feel, and our naturopathic doctor feels, that the way our foods are processed right now, they're killing us. And that's why Americans are so unhealthy. So
we do need to reset our life, and whether it's going to a 4-year-old, I don't. As long as our mentality kind of stays, our age or a little younger. Still.
Well, if you get any younger, I'm going to have to start feeding you baby food.
No, I have an avocado in there, and I still yet to
try it.
Jump into it. Because just the thought of it is like feeding Mallory back then this Gerber food that was avocado.
Yeah, and I want everybody to know that going through change like this is not always easy. It's hard, you want the things that you want. But so I had tried quitting sugar many, many times, but it's hard doing it by myself. And two, there wasn't really an urgent reason to do it. And now there's an urgent reason, and that is getting him off all meds as much as possible that's safe, and me not getting on them. But the other thing you have to realize too when you're going through change is that there's going to be tension in your relationships. There's going to be days that are hard. There's going to be days where his patience low, my patience low, I'm tired, he's tired, and you don't quite mesh well. And that's okay. It's just part of life, but the thing is you need to give grace. He needs to give me grace. I need to give him grace. And just know that it's not always going to be this hard. Change in the beginning is always hard. But we are very adaptable species. We adapt really well. It just takes a little bit of time. So forgiveness is also huge in anything, in any relationship. And so just know that it's not always easy to make these changes. There's a lot that's going on. Your body's changing. I had brain fog for I don't know how many days after I quit sugar. And then I don't have the injection of sugar to increase my dopamine. So then I'm tired. And but the Cardio Miracle has helped that quite a bit.
Yeah, it's curbed. It's been a twofold for her and I.
Mm-hmm.
One, it's energizing me. It's something I don't want to rely on all the time, but hey, it's a better alternative than feeding my body pills that I do not necessarily need, because I'm not the textbook reoffending heart attack guy,
Yeah.
just like that was mentioned.
And the great thing about the cardio miracle is that it increases the flexibility of your arteries so they're not so hard. It can reverse the hardness of your arteries. And so that's actually an amazing thing. So if you struggle with any heart disease, I recommend it for everybody. And I don't necessarily struggle with heart disease at this moment in time, but
But
I'm
it's
looking at it
preventative.
as a preventative measure.
And anybody could take it, and
Yeah.
they highly recommend it to anybody as an elder, 70 plus, 80 plus.
It has so many vitamins and minerals, and you're drinking it. You're not taking it in pill form, although I think they offer that. But drinking it is just so much better because it goes right into your digestive system.
There's another thing is I take a bottle of water. Elements is what it's called. LMNT is how it's spelled, but it's called Element. Put it in there. I drink one of those a day. I'm not too sure if I could drink more than that, because at times it's like maybe I should get some more. I'm really tired, but regardless, drinking water like it goes out of style. But adding that in, that's adding my salt back in. It's a sodium, and it's lemon flavor, so real lemon. It tastes good, but
It's too salty for me, but
but the cool thing is they have different flavors.
Yeah.
They have the raspberry, watermelon, orange, and they have also a chocolate, salty chocolate. Who does not like salty chocolate? I mean, that is, I got that coming to where I'm going to try it in a coffee to see how well it works.
yeah.
But I got to look that up later, and it just reminded me because I've been busy. And I mean, around here, it's been yesterday getting a workout in by forcing myself to go a little above and beyond rather than just riding on the tractor from one end to the other to do something. Well, taking 2x12s and walking it that way and putting it on my shoulder, kind of like what Jesus says, take up your cross and run with it. Well, I got a 12-foot long cross, and I'm off running and coming back and getting another.
Yeah. Yeah,
But-
so one of the things about him is that, so yesterday he had already, by noon, had already done 8,000 steps, and he only had, and that was like, I don't know, a few hours of work. And so I looked at his exercise, and it was still only 18 minutes of exercise, and he needs to do 30 a day. And it, it's the
minimum
Apple
30,
Watch.
30 minutes.
Yeah, the Apple Watch will track your exercise based on your heart elevation. So then there's me, who only does 3,000 steps, and I have 1 minute more exercise than him. And it's just because his endurance from all the building he's been doing around here, he's built up his endurance. So I'm like, you're just gonna have to run to the other side of the property with a board or something to get your exercise up.
So yeah, that's I have to do a slight jog to get that going. Rather than a normal pace.
Or walk up the hill or something.
So, bottom line, we're on the right track, and Shannon, my nurse practitioner at New Health, if you're ever looking to swap over, she's out of Ione, Washington, which is second city before, or third city before you leave the state into another country, Canada.
Yeah.
Because you have Medellin and Medellin Falls. So.
And the funny thing is we had a call yesterday to schedule his heart therapy. And so we have the initial appointment, and we were already telling her everything that we're doing, and she's like, we may not, after your initial appointment, we may not need to see you very often. So
Yeah, no. check in with me once in a while.
Yeah, because we're already doing all the stuff. I told you, I just saw him in the dark cabin, and it was beautiful outside, and he was sitting Indian style, looking at his computer, and
just sad.
And just no energy, no.
The
just
second week hit,
sad.
And this is could be more so as a, hey, this can happen to you if you smoke. I'm not going to say it does, or I pray that it never does. I pray that even you could be 100 years old smoking a cigar and you never have a heart attack. All I know is the repercussions afterwards. It knocks you down so bad. The first week is great. You sleep it off. You sleep everything off, especially all the nicotine, the craves. Oh, the craves on that first week were rough. We would just get in the car and go. Just
Okay.
That way my mind is off it.
Yeah, he would text me and say, I really am having a hard time. And I'm like, okay, I drop everything. Let's go for a drive.
So for me, I only want people to realize what can happen to them, knowing that we're never invincible.
And that's the reason why we're telling this story.
And that's why I'm trying to explain it to somebody that is smoking now, to use me as that example to quit yesterday and today and tomorrow. In other words, get nicotine patches. Do not take them off ever. If you feel like you're having some weird, crazy dreams, my dreams are subsided now. Those crazy dreams happen around the third week. Well, my research showed, okay, by the third week, my brain's clearing up. I can start thinking more properly. So that little part of my brain. So no matter what you're going through, if you have to wake up to get out of that dream, go do something, run up and down the stairs, whatever it might be, open a book until you pass back out again to get your mind off it, because it's bound to happen. But do not take it off. Leave it on. Only time you take it off is when you put the fresh patch on the next 24 hours or a little after. Then you take the old one off. Don't forget to take the old one off. The biggest thing is, do not try to say, I'm done. If you are somebody that smoked heavily like I was doing this year it picked up.
Every time I saw him, he had a cigar in his hand.
I quit snuffing in January, which thank God for empowering me to do that. Now, that was one step, because I did it not just for my wife, but for my dentist. Made him proud. He did not want my gums. He did not want it to eat at my bones. He did not want it to cause any more problems. Boom. If we're going to dump that amount of money into my mouth to fix this problem that was coming on that Sharon saw, and how it all worked out is just perfect timing.
Only God could do that.
Because you imagine all that infection in my mouth that I had, because I lost a will. After my daughter was killed, it was that loss of a will. What it takes is for you to not bow down to Satan, to the evil of the world, because it allowed Satan still in my life. Because guess what I was doing? I was smoking cigars over and over. Trust me, I felt medicated. It fixed a part of me to where I wasn't feeling anything.
The dopamine levels.
And I had it so high that I probably smoked within a 6-month period of this year of 4 years worth of cigars. But it wasn't depression, it was just feeding that snuffing I was doing. It was feeding that, because I would stop smoking a cigar and put snuff in. That's an addiction. Gotta admit it. So instead of feeding one sickness of evil to another sickness of evil over and over and over is not going to help. So I would highly recommend, I know the name of the patches, and trust me, you can buy them cheaper on Amazon than you can at the pharmacy, because more than likely insurance companies will not cover it, I found out, because it's over-the-counter drug. So all I gotta say is start with that 21 milligrams and go from there. Talk with a doctor, nurse practitioner, or even a nurse, or a cardiologist, or whoever you want to talk to that's medical. That's all they do, 8 to 24 hours a day, and be able to make that change. It's easier said than done. Don't allow it to get you to where it got me, because it's a test of faith from here where we live all the way down there to Sacred Heart Hospital. 2 hours. Well, it's like an hour and 45 minutes, but it took time for EMS to get here. Life Flight couldn't come because we're up here in the mountains, and if they have a slight bit of wind or turbulence or whatever, they're not gonna jeopardize it. I thought, wow, I'll get there quicker. Well, God had other plans. I had the bumpiest ride all the way there. But the sweetest EMT gal that took care of me, she was a little angel, and that's all I know. And if she's up for adoption, I'll adopt her in a heartbeat.
Yeah, and the thing is your troponin was the highest levels that the emergency doctor had ever seen at the Newport Hospital.
Yep. And that says a lot.
38,000.
When you have an emergency room doctors telling you that.
Interestingly, though, he was the doctor that we talked about that showed up, and he just happened to be there that night working the emergency room. So that was kind of cool to see him again.
Yeah, the calls here.
Even though it wasn't a reason why. We told him next time we wanted to see him without being medical.
I'd rather stop by and give the guy a gift card to one of the local restaurants or something and say hi, rather than saying, hey, my chest is hurting. And no. But I still walk around with that. I highly recommend you to keep that close by. When you don't think about it, it might happen. But I had to take one of these last Saturday because of the episode of the foolishness of my brain thinking I'm going to beat it. Well, you're not going to beat it, because you're going from one cigar, which is like 80 some milligrams, times 8 plus of those, that's 60 or 640 milligrams a day, down to 21. Well, I'm adjusting to 21, and I go ahead and cut it out for 12 hours. It makes you go stupid.
They recommend dropping down every 1 to 2 months, depending on how much you smoke.
And 2 months is max on the first step. Is what they want you to do. So towards the end of my second month, I'm going to swap one day on a Monday morning to a 14 milligram. That will allow me enough time and plus we'll have proper care. It's strategically how I like to do things. Like one pill I didn't want to quit until a certain day.
Mm-hmm.
Because knowing that something bad could happen, and plus I didn't know what pill it was inside the pill container. And because, I make my pill box up for daily, all my vitamin D3K2, vitamin A, and take notes. Fish pill, which is omega, it's 1,300 milligrams in the morning and 1,300 coming up here around 4:30. Then I will take all the other stuff it allows the blood to flow right through. Basically, it takes it and turns it to urine, and you got to pee like all the time. And I lost 0.1 pounds since last week. Last Friday. I've gained a lot of frequent flyer miles going up there to Ione the last 3 weeks. Which is fine because I've never seen this many doctors and healthcare professionals in my life for myself. And that's a lot. That's a lot coming from somebody that didn't trust them.
Yeah, I think you've been more doctors in the last 3 weeks than you have your whole entire life.
So the blessing is we're now on week 4.
Mm-hmm.
First 2 weeks, I was worried on a Wednesday. Wednesday night is when it happened.
Mm-hmm.
Wednesday is when I took that supplement that morning. 12 hours later, it seems to be a 12-hour mark around here for me. To be able to stop and not ask somebody professionally like Dr. Beth McQuinn from Total Health out of Newport, I highly recommend you to go to her if you're needing whatever it might be. If you're female, your female stuff. I learned what cycling is since I have a bicycle watch, I guess. But it's a female thing. I don't understand it, but I understand it. I don't understand it. And yeah.
I don't have to worry about it anymore, so.
Makes me scratch my head. But anyways, it's not for me to understand, but I know it's for me to understand that women have to go through what you go through.
Yeah, if you have any hormonal issues due to perimenopause or menopause, reach out to me and I can give you what I've done. But if you are in Washington State, Beth McQuinn does do telemedicine appointments. And if you're on a lot of pills and you just want to get off them, she'll have you do a lot of blood tests first, and then she'll analyze all of your stuff, your doctors and everything, and then she'll create a plan for you to tell you what supplements to get and what things you can quit once you start those supplements, and she really, and I know for a fact because interestingly enough, there's a guy that at the smoke shop, which
where we used to buy all of our cigars.
Yeah, he was had high cholesterol and diabetes, and all his doctors just wanted him to keep on his medicines and keep upping them and upping them. And he's like us, like me, there has to be another way. And he is off every single medicine, and it took him a year.
He's no longer diabetic.
And he's no longer diabetic. And he's lost weight, and he's, there's a couple of things that I know that he still needs to work on, but for the most part, he's healthy, and it's all through natural ways. And so,
and we're not saying 100%.
Not everybody will be able to be 100% off, and we're okay with that.
And I'm fine because most medicines are natural. And
they started that way anyway. Start natural.
Except fentanyl.
Yeah, that's synthetic.
Yeah, because I had a dose of that for my teeth. And yeah, that didn't work out too well. And if you ever go for sedation and fentanyl for whatever surgery, do not mess with your phone for at least 24 hours because you will say things that you should not say. And you should have your mouth washed out for it. So, I literally texting bad things to somebody. And yeah. So we'll leave it like that. And I won't even explain or say what I did. So that's another one. I mean, God, forgive me. I just know that we're all of us humans, yes, you, the people that listen, humans, all make mistakes. Can we be perfect at being imperfect? Heck yeah, that's our life. That's our goal in life. On this earth, we are perfect at imperfection. Well, she always thought I always meant I'm perfect at being perfect at being perfect. Look, I'm not perfect at anything but whatever I say, I do, and I love. That's my perfection. Because I have to learn the hardest way possible at all my perfection of being imperfect. If that makes sense to you, then you know what I mean. In other words, no more going and trying to fix my own health. No more going to think I know everything type scenario. Oh, I'll take that because I saw that guy is looking, what? He's 70 years old and he's doing 25,000 push-ups a day. No, come on, man. I mean, it's a gimmick. You would look at cardiomiracle.com and think, oh, that's a gimmick. But when your naturopathic doctor is recommending highly, then you go and watch the story behind it and listen and understand. Then the next day they call you and say, we noticed you received it. How's things going? And I'm like, wow. Not trying to upsell me, not trying to sell me more, checking on me. They don't have to do that. That is called caring. So go to cardiomiracle.com if you want it. I'm not, what do they call it?
Sponsored.
I'm not sponsored. I don't mind being sponsored by them because I'd rather say, no, build up mine and give it to the person that can't afford it. That'd be kind of cool, as a give back. So if you want to sponsor me at Cardio Miracle, feel free, but you can go ahead and donate it to somebody that can't afford. And I would be happy to do so. Anyways, my bottom line is it's changed me in 3 days. So 4 days now, right? I think I got it.
Got it Monday. Today's Friday.
Got it Monday. I took it Monday. Tuesday was like the ultimate morning. Like, wow, okay. Had all this energy. Her and I run the town. We're gallivanting everywhere. Then I come to find out I can only take it once a day. Kind of a letdown because my reading of it is like, but they say for me to take up to 2 doses a day, in other words, 2 drinks a day for the max effect. But I think Dr. Beth is protecting me because she don't want my blood pressure to go whoop.
Yes.
She wants me to quit all this blood pressure medicine and gradually drink that stuff more then. So I have more element coming. That's a great thing because she can utilize it, but it'd be different flavors. But I could see us investing in Cardio Miracle daily because it's an amazing source. And go on their website and look at every mineral, everything they have in there. And if Dr. Beth is actually recommending it, I highly recommend it behind her. So, and I'm a user of it right now. So it sounds like drugs. So it's technically day 5.
Yeah.
And today I'm tired because why? Lord have mercy on my soul. We changed our diet to a Whole30 yesterday.
We were so starving at
We
night.
were starving last night. She gets up and goes and makes eggs at 10:30 at night. But my whole body has changed. So we're loaded yesterday with nothing but protein.
Protein and veggies.
Protein and vegetables. So we got all of our supplements in. Well, I kind of miss my peanut butter stuff at night, because you glob that peanut butter on some toast and boom, boom, boom. And man, you just lay back and can't have toast. You can't have peanut butter. You cannot have Reese's. You cannot have Rocky Road ice cream. You can't have that stuff. But in the long run, you got a better life. That's how I see it. And
peanut butter will be brought back in after the 30 days, and we can have buckwheat bread.
oh, Lord. Just the way she said buckwheat just makes me think
buckwheat and alfalfa.
My life is over now. All I know is I can sit out here with the deer and eat with them. Come on, guys, let's have some buckwheat. Like this morning, they were about ready to knock me down, and they wanted to get in there and get some corn and this and that. It was a fiasco first thing in the morning, but I didn't mind it. So, but the cool thing is, I did a massive walk first thing this morning around 7, right before I took my meds. And I was like, wow, okay, I got this energy. Let's go.
Was it still dark?
It was slightly, but the light was coming out. So, bottom line, reach to medical, reach to people that care, that love you, and get their opinion, on everything. And just like they say, practicing medical. Well, some things work and some things don't. And statins are one thing that does not work on me. And you cannot force somebody to take a pill if it's affecting their body and their well-being and their mentality and mental state. Because when she texted me, it was a couple weeks ago, she goes, how are you feeling? I said, sad. That's all I said.
Thankfully, the next day we had our appointment with Dr. Beth. So.
Yep, and that day I quit Jardiance and
Crestor.
And the Crestor, and we just quit the Zetia, which is the other one. So, other than that, like I said, get everybody's opinions, and you draw the conclusion what's best for you, how you feel. Don't say, oh, yeah, but I believe in the statin, I believe in this, I believe in that. Just get everybody's opinion. It's not going to hurt.
Some doctors don't
ask
like
me for an
statin.
opinion, because I'm just going to say, here's Dr. Beth's name and number and email address, and you contact her. Yeah. Because that's not my place in life, but if I know you, I'm going to recommend you to her. I'm going to recommend you to Sacred Heart. I'm going to recommend you to New Health and Ione, or New Health in period. So, other than that, God bless. I know this is a very long video, and I can only imagine what you're thinking. You're like taking it all in, but the good thing is we all have to teach others and not be so selfish about our own health. What's working for us? Will it work for you?
Ask your doctor.
Talk to your doctor. Get blood tests. Get hemoglobin, get testosterone, estrogen test, lipid panels, you name it. Hemoglobin, A1C. Matter of fact, I'm on the border of that, which is fine. Basic metabolic panel, get it all done, and that way you can go from there. So, God bless, take care, we love you. Until next time, you'll probably see more little videos of just me talking, on Heaven's Homestead. And my next video I will do will be more than likely about Molly.
Yeah, little Molly.
So, take care, God bless.